When I was a young man, my father-in-law and I, Noel, would take our dogs early in the morning and drive out to Rhineville, Kentucky, to a farm owned by a guy named Mr. Hanks. Mr. Hanks had a huge farm and he raised chickens and sold eggs for a living. And he'd let us hunt on his farm during hunting season. We'd drive up on his farm and pull up in front of the house and holler up the house. I'd roll down the window and I'd holler, "Hello! Hello!" You see, in the country, you don't drive up on a person's property and jump out and run up to the door. You can do one or two things might happen. You might get ate up by a bunch of dogs, or you might get shot. So you holler up the house, you sit in the car, and you wait until you beat to your drive again. So I hollered up the house, and I waited, and I looked out there at Mr. Hanks' chicken houses. After a while, he came out of one of the chicken houses, walked out there through the car, and said, "Morning, boys." Now, Mr. Hanks looked like B.O. Plenty. If any of you all are old enough to remember the Dick Tracy cartoons back in these days, B.O. Plenty was an old man, had wild, fuzzy gray hair and a big, wild, fuzzy beard. And when he talked, his Adam's apple, prominent Adam's apple, used to run him down like a yo-yo, up and down real fast. We'd say, "Hello, Mr. Hanks." He'd say, "Get out of the car, boys. It's okay." So we'd get out of the car. He'd say, "How y'all doing, Jerry?" "No." "I'm doing just fine, Mr. Hanks." Noel would say, "I'm doing fine." "How's the family, Mr. Hanks?" "Tolerable well, tolerable well." "And how's the wife?" "Tolerable well, she's doing fine." "Your chickens, are they laying good this year? Are you getting a lot of eggs?" Yeah, chickens are doing great this year. Lots of eggs to sell." About that time, Mr. Hanks will "It sounds like you got a bit of a cold, Mr. Hanks." "Yeah, this cold weather's bad on the old man's throat. Hard on the old guy." Well, you see, that was the signal. When he did that, I'd reach in my pocket, I'd pull out that brown bag with that half pint of Yellowstone whiskey. And I'd say, "I just happen to have a little something here, Mr. Hanks, that might do good for that cough." And I'd hand him the bottle. He'd take the top off of it, turn it up, take a little sip, hand it over to Noel. Noel didn't drink, but he would turn it up, act like he was drinking, and Noel would hand it to me. And I'd take a little sip, hand it back to Mr. Hanks. Mr. Hanks put the top on it. He said, "Boys, I want y'all to remember something, know something. I never touch this stuff except for medical reasons. And be sure don't tell my old woman about it, because you know how it is with women. They don't understand things like this. So you still be sure you don't tell her." I said, "Well, we won't tell her, Mr. Hanks. We understand about those kinds of things, and we won't tell her." He'd start to hand the bottle back to me, and I'd say, "No, Mr. Hanks, you keep it, because that cough doesn't sound like it's getting much better right now. You probably ought to have a little nip later on to help it out." He said, Thank you, boys. You boys sure are good." "Mr. Hanks, you mind if we hunt a little bit out here?" "No, boys, y'all go hunt all you want to. Have you seen any rabbits around?" "Yeah, boys, there's been lots of rabbits around you. Y'all ought to do pretty good." "Well, thank you, Mr. Hanks. Don't shoot each other now, y'all. Be careful." "We will, Mr. Hanks." And we take off out across the field and spend the morning hunting, trying to get some rabbits. And I remember this one particular time when we had this rascally little rabbit that was running in and out of a big brush pile.
1 minute.
Noel and I shot at this rabbit 9 times and missed it. Finally, we heard a squeal, and Babe, our lead dog, brought the rabbit over, dropped it at Noel's feet, and looked up at him as if to say, "If y'all can't shoot him, I'll just catch him." We loaded up everything and left. And as we left, I hollered, "See you later, Mr. Hanks. Thanks a lot." He'd wave at us and say, "See you, boys. Y'all come back." And I noticed his step was just a lot springier then than it was when we got there.
And the winner of this year's Kentucky Storytelling Association Story Slam here at Wandering Storytellers is contestant number 2, Jerry Young, winner of $50. Come get your $50. meet him.
Okay.
We can skip those steps.
First time I've won any found money telling stories, and I hope I can do it again. Thank you all.